Welcome back to Score on Business. So Scott, you told us a horrible story that could have so easily been prevented.
Yeah, Pete, like I said, it's the same story that plays out time and time again, and that's why we have to make sure that we're keeping our passwords safe from mission critical accounts. And what are our mission critical accounts? Anything that we use to communicate with, very, very important. Our social media accounts, also important. I was just thinking the other day, what else is mission critical? What about if anyone here has one of those great home alarm systems? What would happen if I got your username and password for your alarm system?
Turn it off.
Absolutely. So we want to make sure that we have separate, strong passwords for each of those accounts. And we want to use something which is known as multi-factor or two-factor authentication, which is something else besides a password. Because as we talked about it, the passwords are not the most secure things in the world. And multi-factor authentication is a part of the platforms, which really it's one extra step.
Yeah.
So what you would end up doing is for your email accounts, and email accounts are very important personal ones, and I always recommend to my friends and family to use either something like Google or Outlook or iCloud, because they all offer multi-factor authentication. And go to the security settings, click on the box, and it's gonna ask you to do something you're not gonna want to do, and it's gonna ask you for your cell phone number. So anytime, and I'm gonna explain why you need your cell phone number for these platforms, because you're going to when you log in from your home computer or your smartphone and you're going to register both of those devices, the platform is going to recognize that as you. But if you're going to go to an outside device, you're going to enter your username, you're going to enter your password, and then it's not going to let you on the system because it's going to recognize it has never seen that computer before. And it's going to ask you to enter in a 6-digit number, which will be sent to you via your cell phone. And then you will enter it in. When you set these up on your primary computers, you never have to really enter them again. But what it does is it prevents the bad guys from being able to log into your accounts unless they physically had access to your cell phone. So it's just one extra step that is so important. And if I would see people using that, it would eliminate so many problems.
People think that having separate passwords and doing two-factor is a hassle. It's not a hassle. I've been doing it for a long time. It's just part of what you do to protect yourself.
And we have to remember, we're not dealing with the young teenage hackers. We're not dealing with the thrill seekers, the amateurs that I was chasing in the late 90s. We are dealing with a very sophisticated adversary who's working 24 hours a day to get into your bank account and financial accounts.
Yeah, for sure. It's organized crime, and it's in other countries. And if you're with the two-factor, if somebody from Eastern Europe or any of the other places you mentioned tries to get in your account, it's going to say, hey, we've never had this guy log in from Africa or wherever.
Yes, that's why I highly encourage it. It might slow down your process a little bit, but we have to make sure that we are staying safe over here. Because as I said, it's really, really upsetting for me when I have to go out and deal with, one of your entrepreneurs, one of your small businesses, and they come to me and they have just lost their entire operating account, or it's a business professional who lost access to all of their intellectual property or client list, which is their brand, and there's nothing in the world that we could do to help them.
Right.
So that is why it's so important to take the time, learn about these things, get the resources, and make sure we keep it safe.
Right. Okay, and we've got about a minute left. Talk about how to actually keep up with a bunch of different passwords.
One of the things that I do is I start thinking passphrases. In my opinion, a good password should be for your personal account 12 characters in length, uppercase, lowercase, special symbol, and a number, and then you need a separate one for each of your mission critical accounts. So how do you remember that? That's the big problem over here. So what I end up doing is I use a special symbol and a number in all of my passwords. I put it in the front, I switched around, I put it in the back, And then I come up with a passphrase that I will remember
Right.
for my account. So hypothetically, a passphrase maybe for my Amazon account, which would be, I love to shop at Amazon very, very much. I'm
Okay.
never going to forget that phrase.
Yeah. We are out of time. Thank you so much, Scott.
Well, it was good to see you.
Yes.
Thank you.